my name is Bimala Karki.
Hi, my name is Himani Ragni.
Hi, my name is Nilam Chetri.
Hi, my name is Kiran Singh.
Hi, my name is Kailash Khatri.
Hi, my name is Praveen Singh.
Coming to America from such a faraway country as Nepal was intimidating to say the least. It was a journey that was filled with anxiety yet hopefulness. Having to leave all my close family members and relatives was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Settling in America for the first time ever brought realization that the uphill journey has just begun. We had everything in Nepal, from education to a good support system from family and friends, yet we still decided to risk it all for this once in a lifetime opportunity. We were soon going to find out that language was going to be a key, a barrier that made the journey that much more treacherous. Language was one of the main things that really held us back. None of us knew English, and although Nepali was our native language, we did not know anyone in America who spoke that language. This is, of course, due to the fact that the Nepalese population is quite low compared to Spanish speakers and other ethnicities. Therefore, it was difficult trying to understand and communicate with people who spoke a different language than us. This especially created issues in trying to get our passports checked and also trying to ask questions to airport officials regarding various issues, from how to print boarding passes to where we go to board the plane. Financially, Nepal was a very poor country, yet the fact that my parents always made sure that there was food on the table for my brother and I is something I'll always be in awe of. However, coming to America was even that much more difficult. We were given just $5 by the US government. It was almost an insult in and of itself. However, we had our cousins who came to America a few years ahead of us, so we always had this sense of support from them that I'm still grateful for. Trying to imagine a life without them being here is nearly impossible. They made sure to take care of our family until we were able to establish ourselves. We eventually got an education, and after being able to speak English more fluently, my parents found a job. Eventually, after a few years, we had enough capital where we didn't have to rely on our cousins. Yet them taking us under our wings and making sure that they were there for us is something I'll always be grateful for. The fact that Nepal and America had two completely different currencies certainly didn't help either. Nepal currencies were much more in its original currency, the rupee, compared to the dollar. For example, $1 was equal to 103 rupees. Thus, the amount of money that we brought from Nepal wasn't nearly enough to pay for food and shelter like we had anticipated. Furthermore, items are also more expensive in America, which only exacerbated the situation that much more. Once our family settled financially, the next step was to immerse ourselves into this completely new culture, something that was foreign to us. Living in America was a completely different experience than living in Nepal. For one, I was shocked at how smooth and clean the roads were, as well as the lack of air pollution. The same could not be said in Nepal, where you couldn't go a block without getting a smoke in your eye from pollution. Furthermore, the people in the US seem much more to care about the environment. This is not to say there isn't trash here and there, but for the most part, people took care of the environment of throwing out the trash and waste properly. In Nepal, you could not take a step without encountering some sort of waste left by a local pedestrian. However, this doesn't mean that it made my journey easy. If anything, trying to communicate with others resulted in bullying from my fellow classmates. Bullying is something that has always been prevalent in my life. For example, back in Nepal, I was bullied by my fellow classmates because they felt like I was a nerd because of the way I dressed. However, never did it cross my mind that I would experience more of it in America. Starting at Oakdale Elementary School as a third grader for the very first time, I almost cried. I remember being taken to class and seeing all these kids and teachers speaking in a language that was foreign to me. It was quite upsetting because many of them were laughing at me or pointing fingers at me. I chose to ignore it, but as I started to learn English from my ESL teacher, it began to dawn on me that they were saying some pretty nasty things. Some of them made fun of me for my hairstyle, while others would taunt me for having an accent. One of the classmates, named Adam, felt like I was awkward for not being able to interact in the American way. By that, he was alluding to the fact that I had to stutter a lot, making sure I spoke the language in a correct manner, something that the other kids didn't do. So although it took our family a few years to settle into our new culture filled with highs and lows, once we began to open ourselves to new opportunities and making the most of them, living the American dream was indeed a dream come true. From experience, I've learned that life throws opportunities at you when you least expect it. Though my family and I are still living in boring Nebraska, we can at least say that we reached the American dream, something that is unique and yet rare, and something that most people don't get to experience. The dream of one day having a family with a home where we have good education, live a good life, and have the support from family and friends. The dream of living a safe life, not having to worry about whether there will be food on the table and whether we'll have shelter or not. In life, we all have to take risks in order to find out what is on the other side. If you do not take risks, then you will only have to blame yourself when you live with regrets. No obstacle is too great, and no opportunity is unreachable when you have the right attitude and perseverance accompanied with a strong support system every step of the way. Thank you.